Testing 1, 2. Test, test, test.
Hello, I can hear you.
All right, great. There's Terry.
And can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hello there. Hey, Randy. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Hey, Shawn.
How's it
My
going?
wife Ann is part of this as well, so she'll be joining us here in a sec.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we'll give it another minute.
Okay. Just so you know, Shawn.
Yes, sir.
I think Cindy Leiber would be interested, except I know she's not on Facebook.
Okay.
So she'd probably be doing it by a phone for her thing. So, but anyways,
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll let her know. Sometimes it takes her a while to kind of connect with things, but I know she participated in previous 48-hour film projects that we got. So
Cool.
I'll let you know. Hey, David.
Hey. So just so you know, Terry and I had a conversation 2 months ago. It's recording now for other people that want to chime in and listen later. But we had a conversation. I know Terry and I think Donna too, they're both very busy during the end of August. So I suggested being a newly, my first year in, being a new member of BMVM to take over as team leader and basically produce, direct, also allow for people to, production assistant director, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the problem was we enjoyed doing it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of adult life activities happening this summer, and I couldn't commit to a full weekend. And so there were a lot of people from BMVM that were interested in participating, but no one wanted to commit to like taking responsibility for being the team leader and making sure that the film got done and all that. And that's where Shawn generously jumped in and offered to kind of join his team, because he Too Much Bull is the name of his team. They've also participated in the Buffalo 48 in past years, and he decided to form a union. So Shawn is sort of like taking over the overall responsibilities for that. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you. And then so this should be fun.
Yeah, I'm very much an idiot for stepping it up, so I know what kind of work entails to put this together and making sure all the pieces fall into place and actually having a quality product while you're doing all that. It just so happened that last year, our team, Too Much Bowl, had 15 actors and the crew, you're looking at it. So
okay.
I decided, okay, well, that's not going to happen again this year. So if people want to act, that's fine, but we're going to limit screen time to probably the top 5 actors that I know for sure have acting abilities. And of course, we have room for extras, that kind of stuff, and possibly a few one-liners here and there. We want to make sure everybody has a little bit of face time, but the bottom line is, I think we're going to have to all come into agreement as to who the top talent should be. As a group, we're going to decide that. It's not going to be exclusively me, because what I did is I was like, you want to be on camera? Fine. You want a line? Fine. Let's just give everybody everything. And it cost me the 3 minutes that we were late last year for our film. So we're going to change that.
It's a tough tightrope to negotiate. Plus, on top of it, there was some additional stuff going on. There was, for those who aren't familiar, I think, Joe, you participated in 48 hour, but like because of COVID and stuff like that, things have changed. Before it used to be you had to physically go to deliver your film, but now you're able to do it online. So on the one hand, that's great. So that helps. But on the other hand, what we didn't realize was there's like this questionnaire that happens just before you enter it. And that like, what? You were like, because I remember when we entered ours, we made it in like just under the wire.
Yeah.
There was a lot of swearing and screaming going on in like the 20 minutes before we
Oh,
finally
yeah.
put it through. But yeah, so it's always interesting. But the whole process is very is quite an experience.
Although I don't doubt my capabilities, I just don't see myself doing 5 different tasks at once this year.
Sure.
So that's why we're going to have kind of the combination of the smart-minded, techie type people at the BMVM group with actors from the Too Much Bowl group, and I'm without an editor now because she's down in Brooklyn. So
Oh, Thaisa? Okay.
yeah, so she was kind of like a co-editor. We worked a couple scenes and we put it together at the end. But again, that paperwork is what threw me out because we had one SAG actor. So there was additional paperwork that was a little bit different.
Oh, that's I haven't even done with that.
Yeah,
Dealt
so
with that issue, and that's a bureaucratic thing that like you have to kind of get all those I's dotted and T's crossed and stuff like that. So I can't even imagine how much of a party that must have been trying to sweat that out real fast.
Well, just that one SAG actor cost me the headache of trying to making sure all the paperwork that's required for that actor is in.
Yeah.
In addition to just the regular list that we put in there. So, I mean, that's what cost me that 3 minutes. But lesson learned, get all that stuff early.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm also posting a link that everybody gets all their information in. There's a lot of things we can do before the festival that's doesn't cost us the ability to what's the word, eligibility, if you will.
Oh yeah.
So we can't write a script, we can't develop a character, we can't do anything that's required of us until after we
Creatively,
get
right.
creative, right? But as far as location, anybody have ideas for locations? I'm all ears for that. What's up, Lloyd and Saffron? Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm glad you're in.
I
Well, I
couldn't
think-
get in.
Yeah. I know Lloyd edits, so you might.
Excellent.
So, well,
No,
I mean,
you're gonna
I'm
help.
throwing you under the bus immediately, Lloyd, as a possibility because
Yes.
because that's probably a much needed.
I have a cot
position.
under the bus, so I'm used to it.
We work
Yeah.
together on that. No worries. So anyways, just to reiterate, I'm going to have another form. I mean, what I did is kind of like a preliminary guesstimation of what's what in our group. And I put a link, a little questionnaire in that group. But I'm also now going to send, which some people might have gotten already, a link that's a Google Docs that's more extensive and gives me details, who's on the team for sure for BMVM / Too Much Bowl, which probably that will be a good name. We'll just keep it simple. My role really is to be here to assist everybody get the job done. And, if I have to be activated in this, producer, director. So I'm a team lead as the one that makes sure we're the one I'm ultimately responsible getting everything in, making sure everything's working, making sure we got locations ahead of time. So if you have locations already that you use that we pretty sure we have available, I need to know now so we can get requests from these places filled out ahead of time. That we can do. We can also have music from other sources approved before we even shoot. And it could be an artist that releases 3 songs to us, and they can, we can use that beginning and whatever, it doesn't matter. So it gives us that opportunity. Again, the only thing we can't do right now is we can't be writing a script. We can't develop a character or story. We don't even get the elements until that Friday night, 7:30. But Everything else, let's be ahead of the game. I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks. So when I come back second week of August, my focus is going to be on this plus that film festival I got after Labor Day weekend. So it's going to be fun doing the balancing act.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be this year. I'm not going to do it in East Aurora. We're going to do it in South Buffalo. So
Okay.
that's gonna help. Now, as far as meeting as a team, now what did you guys do last year, Terry?
We did a lot of our discussion,
For
I
the
think-
night, the launch night.
for the launch night, since I was the team leader, I went to the thing, because you have to go to the thing, and I'm not sure if it's in the same spot as at Delaware Park, I think last time.
No, last year we did it online.
Did we do it online?
Yeah.
See, I can't even remember. It's like
Yeah.
as soon as it was like, so,
We picked
but I
the
remember we
genres
did
and
it.
everything. Yeah.
Okay. And then I got together with the people that wanted to write that night. And so we worked on that. So
Where did you meet though?
man, I can't even remember.
Online, maybe also. Now,
I remember we wound
Okay.
up meeting at Tom Doran's house. I think we first met at a like a Tim Hortons, and then after that we transferred over to Tom Doran's house to continue writing into the night until we got too tired, and then we kind of like left it to go into shooting on Saturday. So we kind of had it written and roughly outlined and stuff. So that depends on you. I know there are some groups where they're like I know there's some groups that are very strict about like trying to like get all the writing done Friday night, which would be great, you know.
Yeah. That's ideal for me
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I
Yeah.
guess it all depends on how who you get working on the script for you, because I know sometimes you know, there's theory versus practice in terms of like, all right, we're trying to focus on this, and then trying to wrestle out how that idea translates is kind of tough, you know.
So who's on team BMVM for writing right now that's in this room? Randy Reese.
Randy?
Nice to meet
I'd
you.
like to be, yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta admit, Kurt Markham. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let him in.
Hang on, let's wait till he comes in and everybody just boo him when he comes in. No, I'm just kidding. There he is. Sorry, Kurt. I had you
Hey,
on
Kurt.
standby.
Hi.
So all right.
Oh,
we
look
just-
at him promoting that film all the way in the back there.
Saber Frog. Awesome.
Yeah, it's his first feature.
Is it about a
So-
Navy SEAL?
It's a dark comedy road movie about a guy who loses his mind.
It's about all of us in this room right now, right?
He goes on a road trip to find old friends because voices in his head tell him to.
Okay.
For
So
rent on Amazon.
we have a short meeting, so I'm just gonna, we're fishing for is who would be the writer. That's really my concern right now, is who would be the writer and editors right now.
So Randy's interested in writing. Anyone else interested in writing? David, are you interested at all in writing? David Lewis? David disappears.
Yeah,
No, he's there.
that's your
No,
answer.
Dave-
Find
No.
my mute
David
button.
is-
There it is.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm available and interested. Like I can join in the writing team.
Okay.
And
I mean,
Yeah,
so
we
there's
could get-
someone who's interested. And Lloyd, I kind of volunteered you. I don't know if you were interested. I don't know how you were specifically interested in terms of editing. But I was just trying to think in terms of people who have edited. I know you have editing experience. Joe has editing experience. So I don't know who wants to commit to that. The thing is, I know editing is a very personal sort of thing. And it's also very tense when you have a tight deadline to do it. So I don't know how many cooks you want to have, and if you haven't experienced it before, you know, in the thing. So you might want
Yeah,
to sort out
Who's
interested
edited a
and who
short
wants to do it.
film under 8 minutes? Okay, so, and I
And
know
Joe
Joe, I
too.
seen
Yeah.
Joe's last year, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a best way to do it, is we can assign
Let me ask you a
scene.
question first.
Go ahead, Lloyd.
Do, is this something that needs to be edited like on location?
Not necessarily, it could be done remotely. But ideally, the person who's editing at least can see the process of the filming. So it makes sense in case
Oh,
there's
yeah.
problems with organizing the files.
Yeah, I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
because I mean, a lot of people have a MacBook or something or some sort of laptop. I have one. It's not really set up for editing though. I would,
Okay.
I
You're
edit
more
things
comfortable
on my
editing at home.
desktop.
I see.
Hmm?
I see. You're more comfortable editing at your house.
Yeah, or on my, I just bought an M1 Max, so
Okay.
it's pretty fast, but
Okay.
it's here.
What we
And
could do,
whereabouts do you live?
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, whereabouts do you live, Lloyd?
Lindenville.
Okay, so
Hey,
that's
Medina boy, right here.
Nice.
okay. So it's a little bit out in the moon. So, what about you, Joe? What's your setup like?
Again, I edit here at home. I've got a home studio that I use, and I'm located in the Falls.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know, that might be maybe a discussion you want to have with Shawn, kind of figure it out, maybe kind of see how that might play out.
Yeah.
Discuss the possibilities, the logistic possibilities. I know there's things that you can do with digital and that, like you don't have to be there, but Shawn, I don't know how you envision how you want to work with it. I know for me, last year was a little bit of a learning experience for me because I had someone, a former student of my wife's, who was interested, and for the first time I worked with him, Tom was, and he was our cameraman and also our editor. It was really his first time editing, and he was kind of doing it on his own. And because of that, I was there with him while he was editing, but he was pretty much like in control because he was juggling so many things and learning as he went that at a certain point I had to like back off and kind of let him
Yeah.
do it because he was like, all right, how am I doing this? And it was very interesting watching a younger generation doing this because like, all right, I have to look at this YouTube thing, figure out how to make this work, which was really impressive. But I'm like, okay, I'm kind of watching this happen. And then, but he got it all done. But like, so I'm saying it's a learning process in terms of like, if you've never worked with the editor also. So I'm kind of mentioning that to you, Shawn. So I
Yep.
don't know if maybe this is a conversation you want to have with
Mhm.
Joe or Lloyd, if these are editor candidates, to kind of see, like if you have specific questions for them, like how you would like to do it and see if that works out for either of them, or
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, so I'll probably be shooting like a MOV format for video. It won't be like the fancy because we gotta submit it very simple. It's not gonna be more than full HD. So that's something we're gonna discuss as far as delivery to and sending final cuts of whatever scenes that you guys want to work on. Again, that would determine, the scenes will be determined by the writers. So whoever's writing, and if they're also editing, are you both also writing too, or do you write? I mean, that's the question I'm asking.
I do,
Okay.
but I don't want to monopolize the thing,
No, monopolize it, brother. So here's the thing, it's a team effort. And in order for us to really be successful, it's got to be everybody doing even the small parts together, even the larger parts, so if we have, let's just say, for instance, we got 3 parts of this 8-minute movie. One person writes one part, they're the editor. Another person writes another part, they're the editor. And then the third one, same thing. So I'm not a writer. I can edit. And usually I use Adobe Pro, Premiere Pro.
Premiere, yeah.
So what are you guys using?
Where's Joe? Premiere or DaVinci?
Okay.
I'm a lot more comfortable with Premiere right now.
Yeah, me too.
Because I bought a Blackmagic 6K Pro camera, so you get Resolve with that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of, fiddling around with it, trying to get used to that.
Sure.
The
Yeah, we're not
build
gonna
or-
we're not gonna have to shoot in 4K or higher. But we're gonna just stick
Hi,
with
Shanda.
full HD. Shawn is it? Yeah, Shawn is in the building. Another actress.
I don't know if you can hear
Um,
us, but okay.
Yeah, she can. David, you said you also write and also
I also
edit.
write and I also edit. I
Okay.
edit. I am not by any stretch of the imagination a top tier editor.
Okay,
Um,
because I can
that
work
said,
with you on
I've
that.
won awards for my editing, but that doesn't really mean much.
You did.
Yeah, I can't remember what film festival it was. Best editor, shocked, floored the living daylights out of me. Because I'm not a top tier editor by any stretch of the imagination, but I can
Well,
edit.
well, I'm wondering if, since Randy and David seem to be offering their writing services, I mean, it might be, I know, Shawn, you're talking about people who writing and edit, but if you're having a focus on writing on a Friday night, it might be better to have like someone focused on that. You know what I'm saying? Like specifically the
Mhm.
writers on that. So I don't know if like Shawn and Randy perhaps might be the writers in that to hassle it out, wrestle it out. Because it's just a
Whoever
tough
whoever's a
thing, you know?
writer and not an editor, I also can work with them. But
In my opinion, it's not really the writer and editor that need to work together the most. It's the director and the editor that needs to work together. Because if the director says, heaven forbid the director ever says this, we'll fix this in post, and the editor says, hey, no, we're not, then it's not going to be fixed in post. You got to fix it during production. And that's where, I mean, the writer can write whatever, then the director and the editor have to figure out how to put it together. So, I mean, it's nice the writer's involved with that process and knows what they can do to edit it. But if the director and the editor are in sync with what they can do, then we're not sitting there in post-production, like Terry said, somebody having to YouTube, oh shoot, how do I do this? But I have no idea how to fix that problem.
Mhm.
You know?
And some of those problems came up because it came up out of the moment. It wasn't like,
Oh, yeah.
let's do CGI or something like that. No, it was like
Right.
he was having an issue and that was something else. But the other thing too is, I think whoever is going to be the producer director, so this will be you, Shawn, is definitely going to have input, at least at the very beginning of the writing process, if you're not there the entire time, to at least get a sense of the outline. Because I think for the director, he's definitely going to have to keep a mind on like what his locations are and making sure that they either utilize it effectively or competently for the writers. It's like, all right, these are our sets, and at least if you can be familiar enough so you can say like, all right, if this is our story, these are things I can do in these sets, on these locations. So like, or else these are scenarios that perhaps we can do to accomplish like the use of the prop or the use of the character that's given to us, or that sort of thing. So some guidance to offer guidance to the writers. So then when you then go to the locations to film, then you're going to see like how all that theory goes into reality and trying to film that stuff. And then of course the editor can take it from there. And when you've been filming the previous day, when you go Sunday, you could say like, all right, to the editor, all right, this is what we tried to do. This is what we couldn't do. This is some ideas I have that maybe can be fixed in editing by either cutting out something or like we can like fudge this or whatever, before he starts assembling the cut or whatever. So, I mean, that's some thoughts I have regarding from my experience. So from both sitting back, watching an editor, and also from editing my own material. So I don't know how that plays out with what you were thinking and approaching this.
Randy, Reese, and Joseph Labasco, do you guys have any input first before I ask anybody else?
Yeah, I showed you my only experience with a gorilla was Sabrina Penna Young. I'm interested in learning behind the scenes. Don't worry about me wanting to be in front. If you do need someone as an extra in the background, I'm prepared to do that. Just let me know what days you want me to show up and I'll try to help out whatever you want. That's all I'll say at this time.
Well, I appreciate that. Light, sound, and all that equipment wise would be the most important hands that I'll need on set. So we'll work on that. That's great. Thank you. Randy, there you go.
I mean, I think they're pretty independent cities. Work with editor.
Yeah, kind of coming in a
Yeah,
little
your
faint.
audio's kind of,
Something
muffled.
covered. No ASL for me.
Yeah.
you sound underwater.
You can also do it in the chat if just give me a couple tips on what you'd like to do. Kurt, I know you were a main star last year. You had the ultimate scream, so maybe we could recreate one snippet of your character from last year.
I know Kurt, I don't know how he's planning on helping out with the film this year, but working with Kurt at least twice on 48-hour film projects. What's great about Kurt is not only does he stay in character, but sometimes when we have a minimally written script, it's like, all right, we need the character to kind of suggest this or whatever. So especially last year was a very much a partially written and a lot of kind of like, all right, here's the outline, here's what we hope to do.
Improv,
and then Kurt was very helpful and improving and then suggesting like, all right, why don't we cut this out and do this? So he helped with a lot of the kind of like formatting and structure and making up stuff in the scene too. So Kurt was great with that. It's like, just act and we'll figure something out, Kurt, go. So, but yeah.
Camera's rolling. Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm getting a bunch of messages. Go ahead, carry on as you will, so I can figure out who's asking questions.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to act again in this year's project. And I mean, as Terry said, I'm able to contribute on the set if it seems like there's, something to try to resolve as far as the script. As far as editing, I don't know who's located where. Are our editors local?
Not
Loy's
really.
in Lindenville and Joe's in Niagara Falls.
Okay, but local in the sense of they're not like in another state or something, like they're
No.
they're a drivable distance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only because
Arguably, yeah.
right, because it's like I know sometimes because it was sounding like people were from possibly all over, and I mean people do sometimes contribute to a movie in another city or something, but it seems like with editing it takes time to upload files to a cloud or something like that, and that I wasn't sure if that's what was being suggested.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
that would be risky.
That's ideal. Is we have somebody that's at home on site, but somebody that I can at least have a visual on to make sure they're surviving.
Yeah.
That they didn't pass on in the midst of the weekend. That's very important. Make sure that there's a visual on me too, just in case. But yeah, we'll have two people. Right now, we have two people that are in this chat that are editors that are remotely, set right now. But if we have to get an Uber for them to be somewhere, then we'll figure something out. But
yeah, I don't think Shawn's planning on doing an Aaron Doolittle and doing like two different films from two different cities at the same weekend, which I know.
I
Aaron Doolittle
actually
is,
have
so.
a car, so.
Yes, okay.
And I also have I just bought a new laptop and put DaVinci Resolve on it, so I also have editing capability.
Well, I think the common denominator right now is Adobe Premiere Pro. If you have that, do you have?
I've got an older version on a older desktop that's not portable, so I would.
So we'll have you on standby if anything.
All right, that's totally fine.
Okay. Well, we have two editors right now. Joe, you said you used the Premiere Pro as well. Okay, I got 10 more minutes on this because I don't have an upgradable program.
Okay.
Just so you know. So we're gonna make it as simple.
Don, real quick,
Yes.
the form that you put a link to, the Google Doc,
Correct.
I went into it and it's not letting me answer anything. It's almost like it's an original form, like it's asking me if I want to make changes and all this stuff. I don't know that much about Google Docs, so I don't know if something else needs to be done to it to use it, for us to use it or what.
Yeah,
So
it shouldn't be editable. I don't know why that would be, but it's meant for everybody to come in and you sign in under your email address and then just fill it out.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me do any of that.
Did you sign in under your Google account, the email?
Yep. Yep.
All right, I'll double check it then.
Okay.
Normally it works, but I'll figure that out. Okay. Anything else? Saffron, Shonda, and David Lewis and Kurt Markham. Those are the 4 actors that I know have acted. So those are kind of like our starting point. And the people that didn't make this, that wanted to make it, we'll give them a link to the recording at least to view it later. But I have a landing page for just this group in particular, the merger group, if you will, on my website, and I shared that in the group page, and I'll reshare it, make sure everything works 100% before we do it again.
What
And
about
so
equipment?
right now we have just a regular HD camera
Mhm.
in my stock anyways. I also got a sound boom,
Yeah.
a Zoom H4n, audio left right type of thing.
Yeah, I have one of those.
So there's
I have
minimal
some.
equipment right now, but we can rent it if we wanted to, if we needed to. But I think simpler is better for this attempt to put 2 groups together.
Mhm.
But if anybody's got suggestions, I'm open.
I have some lights. I've got not that we're going to get this complicated, but I mean, I've got a slider. I have
I
a
got
drone.
I got this light here. It's a
Mm.
GVM. I got 3 of those.
Yeah, that's like the ones I have. Plus, I
Yeah.
have oh God, I just bought I don't know how many watts it is. It's pretty strong though.
Okay.
I mean, just that, and like I said, the slider. I've got a drone. Don't know how complicated we want to get.
Now Lloyd and I'm sorry, Joe, not Joseph, but Joe. Did you also want to be part of the scene, like the acting background or something to that effect? Okay. So you're strictly the administrative side of things.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, Joe, yourself?
Actually, I'm more active in acting than the behind the scenes, but I've produced and done. I did all the behind the scenes for a very small team last year.
Yep, I saw that. That was good flick. I like the emotion behind it. All right.
I can
So at
vouch for
least
Joe's acting.
absolutely.
He's
Yep.
a good actor.
So we're gonna work on all that. And I had a cameo, even though I was the entire crew, I still had a cameo in my film last year. And all it was a dodgeball that hit me in the head and knocked me out. And that's it. That was my role. But
Okay.
other than that, we can have funny moments like that. If comedy presents itself as our genre, hey, we're going to do that too. But whatever we're given, we all decide as a team. I'll have a final say on certain things, but I don't want this to be the Shawn P. Greene production. This is BMVM and Team Too Much Bowl coming together, working on something together, and we're going to figure it out. And I need more input from you as to what you guys see you'd like to do, because I don't want to be directing people that don't fit in a role that they're not made for. So it makes more sense to know the strengths, the weaknesses, but more importantly, what's your desire? What would you like to do? And we can go from there. So they're going to kick me off in a couple more minutes, but so go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I do have a paid Zoom account, so if we do want to have a longer meeting at some point, let me know and I can set us up a meeting.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know how many participants it allows, but I think maybe 10 is the max because some people saying they're trying to get in. So
Mm.
I'm gonna have to talk to them individually and then share this meeting with them. We'll go from there. So, any other thoughts? Anything you want to do?
I just want to thank Shawn again for stepping up and suggesting this union. I don't know how much my availability is going to be going on through the rest of the summer. I don't know if there's going to be other Zoom meetings, and if there are, if I'll be able to participate. So I wish everyone good luck. And I'm assuming everyone that's here has participated in 48-hour film project before. Lloyd, you haven't. I'm surprised. For some reason, I
Nope.
thought you had it with someone else or something. All right. It's a really neat experience. It's a little terrifying and it's a little horrifying, but I think that's also what's part of the magic about it, because when it gets down to meeting the deadline, you have to pull this thing out of your butt somehow. So that's very exciting. And if you find that frustrating, I think the whole experience offers inspiration to, like, all right, now I want to do it my way, with maybe a week for writing, a week for production, and a week for post-production, something like that. And if that helps you inspirationally, then that's awesome too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I tell you
Right.
what, Kurt, let's just strike for August 15th. Okay,
All right, August
or
15th at
7:15 again.
August 15th at 7:15.
Yeah,
All right.
8:15 at 7:15.
yeah,
How
so
about
that's
that?
a Monday. That's another Monday.
It's a third Monday, so it's it's something that we would do, right? Some kind of
Right.
meeting.
Right.
So we'll make
Yeah.
it a BMVM 48-hour film project
All right.
meeting
How
again.
long? All right. How long do you want the meeting to be for?
Well, it usually an hour is sufficient, I think. It would just
Okay.
be it's a week and a half before the event, so it'll be just a good finalization of team, places, and then I'll be talking individually to everybody. And if you got questions, just email me, contact me, all that good stuff. And I'll just make sure that my spreadsheet is in order as far as who does what. We'll go from there.
All right. And I'll make the meeting and I'll post it to the Facebook page. All right.
You got it. Yeah, you can share it with me, and then I'll make sure it's in all the communication venues that I put all the information out on.
Okay.
And
So
all,
just message it to you then.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you could post it in the BMVM group, but
Okay.
just make sure I get a link to it, and then let me know how many participants are allowed in your account, because I don't even know.
Okay. I don't know that there's
A
a
limit.
limit, but I'll look into it. Because like I say, I bit the bullet and paid for one because I've been working on a
So this
production
this gives you a PA credit now on IMDb.
Nice.
How about that?
Nice. Very cool.
Get all the credits you can, man, with all these projects. Man.
That's right. That's right.
Got to build our resumes up as best we can. We be true to it, but build it up.
All right.
All right. Anything you guys want? Any questions? Anything you want from me? Let me know. Just think about locations. Give me locations from anybody that's got a spot available. If you know a friend that's close by that has a house, a business, if there's a public park, let me know. We can get this paperwork filled out ahead of time so that we don't have to sweat
Yeah,
that.
no. How's the best way to contact you, Shawn?
ShawnPGreene.com. Every social media, every one of my links is on there. I'll
Okay,
type it in there.
ShawnPGreene.com. All
Yeah.
right. And then they can email you.
Yep. And I got the
Okay.
landing page in the group also for this specific project.
Okay. I see it.
Shawn,
Yes, ma'am.
is there any instructions for actors?
Right now, no, but I will have a separate meeting for actors, and we'll
Okay.
find out who's on board, and we'll go from there. But this is just the core